I know. I'm sorry. I can't play my music. I can't play my music while I'm although I will say I'm being insensitive because I should have some music on for you, Hillary. I get it. I know. I just in the morning I have to get in. I get my coffee, I get in the zone, I got my music going, but I'm gonna play music for y'all so y'all don't just see me like dancing. I get it. It's gracious. Still Peter Tosh this morning, feeling no kind of way. I'm not feeling no kind of way, feeling no way. I gotta share this out. And good morning, Hillary. I'm sorry. I know I had no sound. I thought you had sound. I thought I put the sound on for you. I'm sorry. All right. Change the title. What are we talking about today? Let's talk power. We're gonna talk power today. Power. If you were on my Facebook, you already know what I'm upset about today. But I don't feel no kind of way about it. I don't feel no kind of way. I want to talk about power. Power. Why? Because I got in trouble yesterday for saying grammar. I said grammar the way I wanted. I spelled it the way I wanted to. And Sister Pat didn't like it, so she got the grammar Nazis on me. So today we're going to spell power how I want to spell power. Because I don't feel no kind of way. Power! Besides, the fact is, if they don't spell Jesus right, why do I have to spell grammar right? Why do I need to have appropriate grammar, and why do I have to spell power correctly? I don't want to. I don't think I should have to. We're going to talk about free the human race today. We got to free the human race. First, I have to click on some things. Good morning. About free the human race today. Power. Hang on, let me change the title. Let's talk power. I'm going to talk about power. Because I think somebody should send Greta an email. I have an email. I want one of y'all to send Greta. I'm not going to send it. Hell no, I'm not going to send it. I'm not sending Greta no email. Tell her what's wrong with the climate. We can talk climate change. We're going to talk power. We're going to talk a few things. We're not going to talk anything until I share the video because I'm running my mouth and dancing around with no music. People are talking on Facebook and it's not appearing over here. I don't know what the hell's going on. Good morning, Trish. Yo, Trish, blanket in the house. Y'all didn't find the treasure yet. Still didn't find it. Trish, is your family slow? Y'all a little slow. I'm watching The Curse of Oak Island and y'all ain't finding it. Y'all need some pie. Maybe y'all need some pie. They're getting close though. They're getting close. They done found the searcher tunnel. So next they're gonna find a pot of gold in the alien ships. That's what I think. I'm in solidarity with alien people today. Still in solidarity with y'all, but you know, I'm one of y'all. However, I'm probably gonna get in trouble when I say this, but I don't think. All right, gosh, I don't even want to say it. Oh Lord, and Stacy there too. Oh goodness. All right, hang on. Let me share the video. I'm gonna get in trouble today. I just believe in economics. And I think that the way things work on a micro scale is the way they work on a macro scale. Hang on, let me change it to public. I was dancing this morning, having fun, singing my music. Hillary said I didn't have no music, so I turned it on. I put it on mute on purpose. Good morning. How come the Facebook comments aren't showing up yet? Facebook, come on. I thought we talked about this yesterday. I thought we were good. We ain't good? I thought we were good. We talked about being free the human race. That's what we talked about. You can use your platform to free the human race, or you can use your platform to continue to enslave the human race. And keep in mind, you are a part of the human race. How y'all doing this morning? Oh, the thing above my head, you know what's above my head. That's that. Remember one time at band camp, a UFO showed up at the Chinese airport and shut it down. Y'all remember that? Any non-alien people? No, I'm being solidarity with UFO people for a minute. I'm in solidarity with UFO people all the time. Because there's flying objects out there. Now, the alien people, sometimes we got to go back and forth because I think they want everything to be aliens. And I'm like, it's not always aliens. I remember when you, Christmas time, you got the big wheel or you got the green machine. Y'all know what a green machine is? You get it for Christmas and you can't wait. You get it, you can't wait because people open other presents and mama making dinner and daddy doing that, whatever. You got to go ride your big wheel. Well, there was one, you know what? All right, let me say another. Because I wasn't so happy about the big wheel. I was more happy about the green machine. I was happy about, because the green machine was more fun than the big wheel. But you get your big wheel and you ride around the neighborhood. You can't wait to ride around the yard, you know, because it's your yard. You just ride, you pull the lever, skid, do everything. I like the green machine, but the green machine was stolen. I had stolen property. I'll be honest, it was stolen. I didn't know it at the time. I had no idea the green machine was stolen at the time, but I was about 7. I don't even know what stealing is. All I know is I got a white friend. He's poor. He had no white privilege at all. And I had all the black privilege on the planet. And he came up with a green machine, said, "You can have it." I'm like, "I can have it? Okay." And I was riding around in the green machine. Anyway, that's not what it was about, stolen property. I got a lot of friends from my community on my Facebook. "That was my green machine. I didn't steal it. I did not steal it. It was the white dude that did not have the white privilege who grew up in a shack while I had black privilege, and he gave it to me." And I guess, what is that? Is that like reverse stolen white privilege, black privilege? I don't even know. Y'all confuse me with all y'all silly nonsense racial comments. Anyway, so here's my point. You get it and you're excited and you ride around the neighborhood, right? Because you ride around your yard, because it's not your neighborhood, but it's your yard. You ride around the yard because you're having fun, you're enjoying it. I think a lot of UFOs are that. I think they are. Because let's take it to the next level. The millionaires, poor people. You know the poor millionaires, because they're not billionaires and the trillionaires. Look at the billionaires and poor people. The millionaires, when they get their kids Ferraris, what do? They just wheel them around the house. They can't wait to get them because they're snotty and they're like scratch it up and break it and hit your car. They don't care because they're poor millionaires. They can buy another, like you and your big wheel. I think UFOs are just trillionaires' kids, just flying around their planet, flying around their nations, having fun. That's what I think they are. I think they're just flying around. They're just doing wheelies and stuff in the UFOs, shutting down airports. You got people who don't see them like, "I don't see no UFO." And you got people like, "It's aliens." I'm like, no, it's probably just really, really rich people giving toys to their kids that militaries don't even have. Why? Because the militaries are within the control complex. I want to talk about Powuh today. Powuh. Good morning, everybody. All right, let's get started. Ivana has sound. Yeah, I didn't have sound at first. Hillary she ain't lying. She's telling the truth. I was singing this morning, so I was trying to defend the people who watch it later. From me trying to get in the zone. I gotta get in my zone in the morning sometimes. I'm gonna talk about power. I need anybody got Greta's email address? I need somebody to send her email. I will not be sending it, but I want one of y'all to send it. I will not be sending it because I ain't stupid. I might be a lot of things, but I ain't stupid. I don't mess with billionaires. I don't mess with them. I don't mess with short-faced bears. I don't mess with indoctrinated 98% monkeys. There's some things that just, you know, it's UFOs all over the place. All over the place. Like I said yesterday, you do not have to go to work. They're lying to you. This is why I want you to put in the email to Greta. And do not put my name, because now people, they'll do stuff, but they'll like make it your fault still. Like, if he don't want to do it, I'm gonna put his name on it. Gerard told me. Now y'all send the billionaires to kill me. All right, let's do this. Let's get started. I want to talk about power. The only reason that you go to work today, the only reason that you are a slave today. I think we need to co-opt the climate change discussion. That's what I think. I think we need to take over the climate chaos. Tell me what you think about what I think. Right? Because you know that scripture, the scripture from the book they call it the Bible, and they think that they think Jesus wrote it. I love y'all to death. Y'all have some silly idea. I love y'all to death. Y'all know Jesus ain't a person, right? Does everybody know? Can we agree on that? Can we agree that when you calling out to Jesus, Yeshua up in heaven, like who is Jesus? Hey, God, who they talking to? Who they? I'd be like, Jesus. I used to do it all the time. Oh my goodness, did I used to call on Jesus, this name that the Greeks came up with because they didn't like the Hebrew name, so they culturally appropriated and made up a name. They just made up a name. The name Jesus didn't exist 400 years ago. Anyway, outside of that cultural misappropriation that nobody's dealing with, Yeshua is his name. His name is not even Jesus. His name is Yeshua. And before that, I think he probably had a different name. They've been changing names all through the scriptures, but there's a scripture that says God meant it for Satan. Wait a minute. Satan meant it for evil and God meant it for good. Whatever the big G God is. And she's most likely female. God has to be female. I have to agree with that. I was listening to a brother yesterday. God has to be female. I'm sorry. I know y'all don't like. Well, let's put it in a non-monkey way. All life comes from wombs. Okay? All life comes from wombs. If we got a creator, it's most likely not running around with dangling. That's all I'm saying. So all life came from a womb. Call it a female if you want, call it woman. I don't know, call it a creator. All life comes from creators, not danglings. Okay? All right. So, but no, I think we need to co-opt the climate chaos discussion. I think we need to co-opt that because the energy is already there. There's a scripture and it says, Satan meant it for evil, but God meant it for good. I think we need to mean it for good. I think we need to take this climate change thing. I think y'all need to send Greta an email and tell her, tell her that you say, if there are any portions of human-caused climate change, climate's always changed. Climate's been changed. Again, the water's always rising. Climate can't stay the same. If you do your research and got education, then you know that this climate is actually broken right now. We are in a weird place for the climate. The climate's not supposed to be this warm. It's supposed to be cold. The planet is a cold place. It's supposed to be cold. All right, now you messed me up. Why Deborah say it's Friday? It ain't Freedom Friday. It's Slavery Thursday. You ain't free. You work. Or maybe it's her Friday. Ain't nobody else Friday. I think we need to co-opt the discussion. But this planet is mostly supposed to be cold. It's not supposed to be this way. So I think we need to co-opt that climate change discussion because they're already passionate. Good people. Egotistical, a little narcissistic with a little sociopathic shaker on them. You know, following children around, but I think we need to send Greta an email because the passion is already there and we need to co-opt the movement. I think you should put in the email that if there are any portions of human-caused climate change, if the humans are changing the climate anywhere, it is the United States government. It is either geoengineering or it is the free energy patents that they refuse to release to the public. That's what's causing climate change. Ain't nothing else, that's the cause. And she need to know that. And I think y'all need to tell her. I think y'all need to tell her. I ain't gonna tell her. I'm not gonna tell her because they'll crush me. Little people, they don't come for it. You start to get like a little voice. I'm a moderate people with a little voice. But you start to get a voice, oh no, they just delete your videos, silence you, censor you, threaten your mama, all kind of crazy stuff. Because I was listening to Stephen Greer. And Stephen Greer, it was a talk that he gave back in 2014, I think, back when they were talking about the energy patents. They were trying to get the energy patents released. They were trying to bring free energy to free the human race. Keep calm, focus on freedom. That's all you need to do. Keep calm, focus on freedom. And he was explaining that every time somebody creates a free energy device, every single time, it gets locked up in two places. One, either the patent office, because the military-industrial complex says, oh, we can use this to murder people. You can't. We can use it to murder people and steal their resources, then we're going to use it to murder the Americans. That's one. And if they don't lock it up in the patent office, the billionaires step in and the trillionaires step in. Why? Because they print the money. And when you print the money in a society where everybody needs money to thrive or not die, then you can buy anybody. Right? And so he explained that, well, as far as after we get the testing done, the science, we got it all documented, the data, blah, 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 blah. We got the device working. We've proven that this actually works. The billionaire steps in, the trillionaire steps. What you need? You need 1 billion, 2 billion, 5 billion, 10 billion. You got a number. Everybody has a purchase point. And they just buy them. And they buy them. And if you totally have complete ethics, they kill you. They kill nations for less. They kill them for less. And so we got to figure out, how do we free up our technology to stop the climate changing? That's what we need to do. We need to figure this out. We need to free the human race. Keep calm. Think about human freedom. I don't want y'all to go to work. I'm sick of y'all going to work. Y'all got important things to do. You ain't got time going to work making big wheels and green machines and things based on technologies of fossil fuels and got wheels on it. That's stupid. Y'all, the UFOs is in the air. There's trillionaires flying. They're trillionaires kids. They're just doing wheelies around their planet. And you should be upset about that. You should be upset about it. I'm upset about that. Your children aren't going to be free. Your children are going to be slaves to the 8-year-old that's flying that's shutting down the Chinese airport. And that's how you know the trillionaires don't care. They don't even care. If they're watching it on TV with you, like, oh, look at that. They didn't shut that. Look at Tanisha. And no, her name is not Tanisha. Never mind, I take that back. Her name is Tina. Look at Tina. She's doing wheelies around the Chinese airport. Oh, isn't that so cute? Oh, you know what? She know how to drive it well. I'm so glad you got that for her, John D. Rockefeller. I'm so glad that you got her that UFO. Oh, that's so, oh, look, they're sending the Air Force out. Well, tell Tina just to, I don't know, fly 1,000,000 miles per hour and just go back in time or something. Oh, Tina, can you go back in time? Yes, Daddy, I'll try. Boop. And I think that's how the real world works, because they don't care. They literally don't care. We're just some dumb monkeys. Like, oh, people upset at the Chinese airport, texting pictures. We're stuck at the airport because the airport was shut down for like 8 hours, something like that. That's right, we solidarity with the UFO people today. Not so much the alien people, because I don't think there's aliens. Some of them are aliens. I think most of them is just because it fits. You get your big wheel, you're excited, you drive around town. Or if you got a little bit of money, you get a hoopty. As soon as you get your hoopty, what you do? As soon as I got my hoopty, which by the way, I had to pay for mine. I did not, it was not no black privilege in my house. Nope, not when it came to the car. I had to get a job. I cleaned the toilets at the church where people call Yeshua Jesus. And they nasty in their bathrooms. And I had to work cooking chicken, and that's a stereotype, but damn it, I sure did it. Bought my first car, spent $500. Soon as I got that car, I was gonna wheel around the neighborhood, but the Volkswagen Bugs don't work that way. You can't like really hit the gas pedal and go. You had to hit the gas pedal. It's kind of like the electric cars now, and she had to think about it. You hit the gas pedal. It had, because Volkswagen Bugs, they have 4 cylinders, but mine had like 2.5 because it was real old. It was red when it was brand new. It was pink when I got it. That's right, I had to fight a lot in school because I was driving a pink car. But I got in my car, I hit the gas pedal, I'm gonna wheel around the neighborhood. Then it had to think about it for like 2 minutes. They do this like for a little bit. And some of y'all driving hoopies now. And then the car started moving, but it was no wheeling. It was just like, you know, little kids running out faster than the car. Like, oh look, he's driving a toy. And they're like riding their bike, they're going faster than me, but that's okay. And then the rich kids get the Ferraris. Well, they're not rich kids. They're still poor because they're only millionaires. They get the Ferrari and they wheel around town. I think that's what's happening right here. I think these UFOs are just the rich kids wheeling around the nations that they own because it's just fun. It's just fun. And they're real and they exist, but we can't talk about what they are, right? Because so somebody mentioned that Stephen Greer, he's been silenced, and he does get silenced. You know, he doesn't really say much anymore. Because if you listen to his old speeches and you listen to what he had, like 1,000 people that worked in these industries and they worked on the engineering and technology and they're breaking their NDAs and they're breaking their classifications and they're on deathbed confessions and they're saying, look, we have those devices, y'all. We are in world conflicts for no damn reason. We're starving people for no reason. We're blowing up nations for no reason. Those are the heroes. If there are any heroes today, it's them. All right, they told us we're the fools. We're the ones that's not acting on it. We're the ones jumping up and down. Yay, Greta! Ooh, Greta! You don't know what that. All right, I'm not gonna talk to Greta. I love kids. Kids are awesome, and Greta's awesome. She doesn't have all the data. That's all. She didn't have all the information because when you have a government that has secrecy, you can keep all the people stupid. If you don't have all the data, you can't make good decisions. You can't make any important decisions if you don't have all the data. Right? You can't make powerful questions if you don't have all the data. And that's how they control the human population. That's how they have power. Pow what? Is Pat here? Because I spelled it how I want to spell it. It's pow. I spelled grammar wrong. I know I did. I don't care. I don't care. You know, I don't care. My English teacher told me I was bad at English, so I don't really care. Power. The whole purpose of government is power, right? Free energy is what? Power. And the only way to keep you powerless is to keep you stupid, is to classify information from you. This is why they have classification, to keep deceitful, powerful nations. That's what's wrong. Oh Lord, here comes Patricia. Here she comes. So free energy is the anti-government, if you really think about it. A free energy device that develops power, that empowers people, that gives them power to not go to work, not pay taxes, live their own lives, have free will, which is what Yeshua wanted, not Jesus, because he's not a real person, and God gave you free will. And then the government took it from you because they need the power. The whole purpose of government is power. They need to secure power. So they've taken your power and they meter it to you. So you're powerless. So free energy is the anti-government. They are not going to release free energy devices to you, ever, ever. Their whole purpose is power. And they're not even the powerful ones. They're securing power from the poor, weak people. They're being controlled by others. This is not a Barack Obama, Donald Trump, Putin. If you're still live in that world where presidents and prime ministers are the powerful people, you need to grow up. They're not the powerful people. They're the weak people. They're not even in the club. They want to get in the club. And we know that the trillionaires will never let no little funky, stinky, dirty, putting pants on one leg at a time instead of having slave robots put them on. UFOs are real, but they are not you. There's no you in the FO. Okay, it's an IFO. We know exactly who they are. Trillionaires, kids flying around in the FO. It's a TCFO. It's a TCFO. And y'all need to tell Greta. I think you need to tell Greta because you got everybody excited and upset. And this is how I think we win as a human race, is we use a little critical thought instead of ignorant emotion. Right? You upset about the climate? Damn it, where are the free energy devices? We have engineer after engineer after engineer. Hundreds of free energy devices have been made. 0-point energy, electromagnetic gravitic, even the highly productive magnetics and the hydro, all over. Now, don't get me wrong, there's a lot of fakes and phonies out there. In fact, if you listen to Stephen Greer and the engineers he worked with, the majority of stuff you see on YouTube is a lie. It's false, but there are real devices. And once you've proven that your device works, the patent office secures it, classifies it, and you cannot talk about it at all. And if you're slick enough to develop a device that they can't secure, what is it? Is it the Federal Power Act? I forgot the name of it. Somebody post the link. They said you can't make a device that's more than 20% efficient of the current technology, which basically said you can never have free energy. No one can make that device. And when you make that device, it immediately is classified. The same way they classified the Adam and Eve story. They told you Jesus wasn't real, but yes, he was. That was his name. Powuh. Okay. So that's where my mind is at right now. I think we need to talk about power. We need to talk about power. Why do they put a child on stage, Greta, Powuh, over you? Because they're emotional about climate change. They don't realize the people that got them emotional about climate change is hiding all the free energy devices from them. All right, we're gonna do Interact a little more this morning. I was gonna play Stephen Greer. I'm not gonna do that. I feel like I've been yelling at y'all for a few days. I like to yell at people. I'm not a yeller. I think that we need to talk about real problems, look at all the data and make good decisions. And you can't do that. We have a whole army of very foolish people fighting climate change, and the other side fighting against climate change. And meanwhile, we have devices that means that we can stop doing the human portions of destroying ecosystems that are changing the climate. I think that's the biggest discussion on the planet. I think there's nothing important on the news, is what I think. UFOs are real. They're all over the place. All over the place. People are seeing more and more and more of them. In ancient times, they didn't see this many. That's why I don't think they're UFOs. I think they're TCFOs. TCFOs. They're just going out for joyrides. That's the doodle beetle. Never mind. They told us in ancient times. I want to show you this picture. All over the internet. All over. Just UFOs every daggone where. They're real. They're very real. What you can do with limitless energy is ridiculous. But that's not a UFO. That's a missile. But they're testing all of these technologies. And if you have a government that requires that it can have classifications of information from you, then you're having a government that says, I require that you be stupid. What kind of relationship is that? What, would you get in a relationship with somebody who said you're stupid? They said, no, you're dumb. I can't let you know everything. I can't let you know where I go Friday night. Can't let you know where I go Thursday night. You cannot have any of my passwords and don't touch my cell phone. Would you be in a relationship or a marriage with somebody like that? We all lived in our 20s. Some of y'all carried on in your 50s, but we all were there. You can't trust people who tell you you cannot trust them. You cannot have a government that has secrets, period. Because eventually they will abuse you with it, or somebody much more powerful than they are will come along and abuse you with it. UFOs are real as the big wheels on the road. I know somebody back there like, somebody should tell her ain't nobody big wheels. They hadn't made big wheels in about 40 years. He's showing his age. I'm sorry, it's funny. I have fun. All right, I'm gonna read some comments. I mean, just think about that. Think about the logic of that. A government that's fighting climate change, they're telling you that they need to tax you to fix it, and they have free energy devices that they keep secret from you to keep you to go on to work. It's a slave plantation. There's only one master. I know I said I was gonna stop. I got one more thing to say, then I'm gonna read some comments. There was only one master in time that I know of. Please let me know if you know another one. I'm gonna find him. I'm gonna find him. Why? Because it's gonna piss you. It's gonna trigger some people. There's only one master that freed his slaves. You know his name? Ooh. Oh, never mind. I'm not gonna show you that UFO. There's one master in history that freed his slaves without being forced to. Does anybody know who that is? That's the test for today. So piss people off when they find out. Some of y'all already know. There's only one slave master in America that I ever read about that freed his slaves long before the Civil War. A man who completely disagreed with the idea of slavery. Thought he was wrong, so he freed his slaves before the war started. You know who he was? Y'all know who he was? I gotta find the right picture. Let me find the right picture. I gotta do a little quick search. Cause ain't nobody knows, y'all don't know your history. I was talking to a lady about this the other day. And, oh Lord, Susan. Susan, you're racist. Susan's racist. Susan's racist. She's racist. Robert E. Lee. That's not Robert E. Lee. That's Robert Johnson. Who the hell is that? How come he came up? He's the only one. Why do you think they want him to why do you think they want you to knock down his statue? You thought because he was racist? No. You need to look at who tells you what to do. If they tell you to go knock down a statue, you need to ask yourself, do those people like slavery right now? That's what you need to ask. They like slavery right now. They got more people in slavery right now than they had during slavery. And they told you to go knock your statue down and you did it. I know, because you're passionate. And I love that in you. I do. I love that in you. But you need to learn your history. Because the slaver will always get you to go do things that enslave you. He was the only slaver. He was the only slaver who said, you know what? I'm done with free energy. He was the only one. He walked away and said, you know what? Because I know people think, oh, he's a bad guy. He is racist. No, he actually was a guy born in a time and he disagreed with slavery and he freed his slaves before everybody in the North, all the Northern generals. Okay? Thank you, Brother Hart. History is a lie. They lied to you. Stop believing these psychopathic people. They're great at lying to you. He freed all this slaves. He didn't want his free energy. He's not like your federal government hiding energy patents. He's not like them. He's like, you know what? I'm done with this free energy stuff called cotton and slaves. I'm done with it. You know, they made up a decision to free their slaves long before the North decided. That's why I try to tell people the North did not go to free the slaves. They could care less. They wanted to profit from your butt. The same way your federal government wants to profit from your butt. They need you to keep working as a tax slave on their plantation. They have no interest in freeing you. He was the only master that I know. Only master that I know that freed the slave. The Democrats ain't gonna free you. The Republicans gonna free you. They ain't gonna free you. You need to keep working. They got retirements to earn. They got big corporations to work with. They got bribes to take. They are not gonna free you. They are not gonna release any of the hundreds of patents of free energy devices that means that you don't have to go to work tomorrow. They need you to go to work because you're stupid enough to. I love you to death, but we need to talk about real history. Does anybody know any other master that freed their slaves? Nope, only the one. Only one is the people who have descendants from slavery that went out to knock down his statue. You see how sick that is? It's genius, though. You gotta give him credit. You gotta give him credit. It's genius. It's genius. The very people who should be looking at this progressive and saying, how did he know way back then slavery was wrong when everybody else thought it was right? The vast majority. How did he know it was wrong? Why did he stand up? Because he wasn't a punk. Now, of course, well, but he fought on the South. Yes, he did, because and that's what he knew how to do. He knew how to fight. He trained in the North. You know, he was a West Point soldier. So yeah, now you bring, now he disagreed with Lincoln. He disagreed with Lincoln because he did not believe in slavery. But he agreed with the violence part. You bring some soldiers down here, we gonna fight. And he did that. That does not means he believed in slavery. He believed in freeing people, unlike your federal government. That's why they hide the patents. He freed his free energy device called slaves. Your government won't free the free energy devices called patents. Why? Because you're probably a dookie boy. This is right, the dookie boy. Y'all remember that? He came up. I don't know why he came up. Let's put him away. And it's in your face. It's in your face. And there's something weird about that, where they don't even hide it. They fly these devices around and everybody can see them. And I think you have a very logical mind. You realize that yes, aliens. Of course aliens exist. Grow up. This narcissistic sociopathic idea that aliens don't exist. They're in every ancient text, on every damn cave wall, on the scrolls, and on the stone. But they weren't prolific like they are today. They weren't flying around like they are today. I just think that they got so many devices they can't hide it anymore. I think all the trillionaires' kids and now some of the billionaires' kids are getting their toys and they're flying them around. And people are seeing them, and they've made it a ridiculous debate because the very people who need to be free are fighting their own freedom. That's the weird thing about being alive right now. I think it's fantastic to be alive right now, but the weird thing about it is people, some of the best educated, best equipped troops refuse to fight. They turn people against themselves. All right, time to read comics. Because this is it. If you can take the key people who would be most affected by the thing, the people who got most stake in the game, and you can get them to fight to keep themselves enslaved, oh, you got a game going. And I think this is all a game for them. I think they are so advanced in technology that, like we talked about yesterday, they are so advanced in technology that we would think it was magic. And you had all the whistleblowers with Stephen Greer who told you. But Stephen Greer can't talk about it because once it's classified, you can't even mention the name. You develop a device, I don't know who's that, Sister Karen Kelly? Say Karen Kelly developed a device and she called it, this is the Karen Kelly Jamodinator. And Karen Kelly, once you make your Jamodinator and you file for the patent, you do all the release and you show, this is what I have, this is what it works, I've proven it. The CIA will step in and say, you know what? Because they got that link into the patent office. They'll say the Karen Kelly Jamotivator is classified technology. We have a tank that does that. You cannot even mention that in public. It means you got to take all your notes, you got to wrap them up, you got to burn them, or you go to prison for life. And this is why you don't have anybody talking about it. That's how you silence people. And when you can silence the opposition, you can remove that data from the conversation, you can enslave an entire planet of people. The cause for climate change, the human portions of it, is the US government with Britain, with Russia, with China, all the idiots that are fighting each other. You keep calm, free the human race. Somebody needs to send Greta an email. That's what I think. I think if Greta says it, people she's like E.F. Hutton. Y'all remember E.F. Hutton? If she says it, they'll listen. We need to co-opt the movement, because you need to take the passion. The passion is already there. Those people are passionate. My God. One day I was talking, I said, climate change is a scam. And the lady, she was like, she got one of them faces, tears almost started coming out her eyes. And I was just like, man, lady, you don't know what I'm gonna say next. You don't have to get upset. The passion is there. They're just stupid. They're not stupid, wrong word. I'm sorry, I apologize. Ignorant. They're just ignorant and they trust their government. And they're the first generation that trust their government that refuse and don't have to free the slaves. But they will if you force them. They'll free the slaves. They'll free the free energy devices and your kids will be free. You just gotta love your kids more than yourself. But it's this weird construct thing. Beaufort, I had to go Brother Beaufort, right? He talks about this a lot. It's this weird psychological thing where they convince you that you can get to the top, right? So you got a business class that supports keeping free energy classified because they're a little higher than what other people are. So there's like a whole psychological, spiritually weird energy thing that happens where now you built a society, a pyramid, and the higher you are up on that pyramid, that echelon, that classification of classes, the more you're okay with keeping a boot on the neck of the people beneath you. And so you consent to it. And so a lot of people know this is real. A lot of people work in these big corporations, they know that their free energy devices are real. These billionaires know it. But as Greer put it before they shut him up, he said every time we get to a billionaire who's ready to fund it, they kind of laugh it off a little bit, like, it's a good idea, and you should do it. But what was it? The way they put it, he said, you should do it, but nobody, and we're chomping at the bit to be the first to be second. Something like that. Somebody fix that quote for me. We're chomping at the bit. All of us, we can't wait to be the first at being second when it comes to that and other things. No one wants to break the mold. And I suspect the whole reason why is because they're being controlled as much as we are. I mean, if you come out the gate with something that, I don't know, let's say if you came out the gate with civil rights at a time where it would break the profits of a lot of corporations. It would break the profits of a lot of industries because you wanted to give everybody equal rights. And your name was Martin Luther King. Let's just say that. You piss off a lot of people. Let's say that you wanted to change the world paradigm and stop being a slave to Zionists. Your name was JFK. First out the gate, never goes so well for him. Let's say that you were Nikola Tesla. You came out the gate with first one. The first ones, they either die poor or they end up getting lead diets because people don't like change. There's something really weird about that where people fear change. They don't like it. If you're the first out the gate, they want to kill you. Or they're okay with other people killing. And so even billionaires don't want to fund free energy. It's interesting. I'm going to post one of Stephen Greer's last discussions before he got really quiet. I mean, he's still talking, but there's so many lockdowns on what he can say. And that's how this classification works with this deep state, which I don't even think they want to be deep anymore. With all the whistleblowers that have come out and said things, I don't think they want to be deep anymore. I think they stay deep because we're stupid. But you have so many whistleblowers telling you that this is what the real world is like. I don't think they want to be deep. But they lock these discussions up so much, and Stephen Greer gets locked so deep down where he can't even say anything because it violates national security. And if he actually says a word, they can throw him in prison for the rest of his life. This is why you can't have one Stephen Greer. You can't have one person leading the way. You can't have one Debbie Lusignan. You can't have one person, because the first one is the first one they're going to string up on a cross. And his name was not Jesus, his name was Yeshua. All right, did that piss anybody off? His name was Yeshua. Yeshua, that was his name. He was Hebrew. That was his name before they changed it, because they changed everything for power and control. Let me see. Gerard, I don't trust most people. I collect info on humans and don't give them the benefit of the doubt. You shouldn't trust anybody, Susan. Don't trust anyone. You have no reason to trust anyone. Why does anybody have any reason? I mean, now, if you're in a bad situation, you got to trust someone. You get in a car accident, you got to trust a doctor. But why would you trust anyone? Why would you ask your doctor? Why would you ask anybody? Don't trust anybody. Why would you trust them? There's no reason to trust. Until you're in a position where you have to trust people, just ask for data. Ask for data. Ask for the research. Government says, oh, CO2 is causing climate change. Well, I don't trust you. Why? Because Susan online said I shouldn't trust you. So I need to see all your information. You're a government. You work for me. No, you don't get to classify nothing. I need to see all your data on all free energy. Before I agree that CO2 and cow farts cause climate change, I need to see all the data. Let me see all the data, then we're good. Because I don't even trust my wife. I don't even trust my husband, and I damn sure don't even trust my kids. I got all kind of listening software on their laptops and their devices. I damn sure ain't gonna trust people I never met in my life. No Democrats and Republicans in government. I ain't gonna trust none of them. So yeah, don't trust anybody. I don't trust anyone. I trust anybody with Robert E. Lee. That was so fun. I love it. I love Robert E. Lee. He's a brother. I love it. Because it's so good. It's so good. We can take their dramatic topics and show this picture right here, and people get upset because they feel like they want to hurry and go right and knock that statue down. And I'm like, he believed in free energy. He believed in freeing slaves. Y'all know that, right? That's how sick it is. That's how sick it is. U.S. underclass folks got to get a very stealthy free power device, small and easily hidden from the ruling class. They did that, Rebecca. They did it. So listening to Greer, I mean, he said some things and he talked around the corners. You got to listen to like his talks where, because he couldn't say certain things. He basically said there's a device. Let me see. He said there's a device that's like this size and it fits on your countertop and it can power your entire house. So they have that. They have it. But nobody's going to do it. Why? Because, and you wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. Right? Because if somebody makes that device, and I went through in my head a lot of times where I was trying to figure out how do you do it and release it to the people. And I was thinking, oh, it's greed. It's greed, right? Because they want the patents, they want to make the money. And not really, because if you make a device, you need the money to produce it, right? So if you make a device and you don't get it patented and you start selling it, the first person that's going to buy it's going to be a billionaire or trillionaire, and he's going to make lots of it. And he's going to patent it. No, he probably won't make lots of them. He'll just patent it, and it'll stop you from patenting. It'll stop you from patenting it. And I believe these scenarios have played out in various times. So you don't get any money from it, and you're not gonna be able to do it anyway because he's going to patent it before you do. So you have to patent it. So I don't think it's greed. I was wrong on that path. But let's say you just do it and give it away. Say you got the money. Say you got long money where you start producing this device and just giving it away so people can stop going to work, being forced labor slaves for economies and government to steal their power. They say, Rebecca, you make this, and I put it on my house, on my desk, and I hook it up into my power. You know what'll happen? The CIA will classify it. And as soon as it's classified, if I have that device sitting in my house, powering my house, it means immediately I can be imprisoned for life. Life. And I think if we look at the NDAA, and they don't even have to tell nobody, I just disappear. And this is why a lot of these, I think a lot of those YouTube engineers who showed their free energy patents and their free energy stuff, who disappeared, a lot of them disappeared for that reason. They're sitting down in Guantanamo. But this is the sick thing that people vote for. This is why I ain't voting. So I go through in my head, Rebecca, and I think I was talking to Christine about it this morning. She was like, well, Africa, like Zimbabwe or something. There was that one guy who developed a car that did what Teslas did, where it was self-charging itself. Well, one, immediately he immigrated to America. Does anybody think that's a coincidence? He lives in California. This plays out how Greer explained, right? He lives in California now. I bet you he's a billionaire, or he's a millionaire, or he is being controlled by a deep state. You know how hard it is to immigrate to America from Zimbabwe? Do you know how many forms that is? Like, think about it from a logical perspective. This is why I tell people you need critical thought and data. That's what you need to know, how to think, not what to think. You know how hard it is? You go to Zimbabwe, you know how hard it is to immigrate to America from the Philippines? You have no idea how hard it is to immigrate to America from Zimbabwe. Okay, it might take you 8 lifetimes. All right, you just don't fit the model. You just they got all the locks and you know you got to have this amount of education and this, that, and your skin got to do that. You ain't come from that brother imported in like less than a year or two. He came out with that device. He now lives. If he probably imported in 3 days, do you think America would import him if he didn't have a free energy device? If his technology wasn't sound? I don't know, so outside of him in that example, let's say somebody comes up with it in Zimbabwe and they create the device and the government starts, outside of the fact that almost every African government is a sellout, they're a US puppet, just like most of the Latin American governments, because people don't understand what power actually is and what the CIA did. Nobody read the confessions of the economic hitmen and understand why these nations are being toppled. But let's say there is one, the Republic of Zimbabwe. And Zimbabwe, I can say it and it's not racist, so shut up. Zimbabwe come up with a free energy device, the government gets behind the guy and they start producing it. What do you think is gonna happen to that country? What do you think is gonna happen? See, there's a reason why they put a black president in to install AFRICOM all over Africa. There's a reason why they needed a president with dark skin from Africa to kill Gaddafi. Gaddafi was trying to create a gold currency that would have freed the continent of Africa. Hell no, you're not going to allow that, but you need someone to do it that everybody will cheer as they do it. So you got hundreds of bases, drone bases all over Africa. If Africa even sniffs and thinks about some free energy, the Obama drone implementation is going to blow the hell out of them. The CIA, and they don't even need that. I mean, the CIA, as adept as those people are, they can topple any government they want. They don't need Obama's enslaving AFRICOM to topple government. They've been doing it all over Latin America with no bases. So they don't even need it, but they're like locking all these steps in to make sure that you stay locked into a fossil fuel world that's being poisoned. They make sure you're locked into it. So I don't think any other country can do it. We topple countries because the Koch brothers want oil. That's what was going on in Venezuela. The Koch brothers got a refinery and only works well with Venezuelan oil. So of course they got an outbreak of terrorism and they hate the people. I don't know. Syria's gassing kids because they want to put a pipeline. And so y'all believe that. We go along with that. They want to topple Bolivia for the lithium, right? Because they need it for the batteries. Some big company, I don't know, Duracell or Energize, somebody wants the battery. So we're going to go murder thousands of people or tens of thousands of people for batteries. You don't think they wouldn't topple a country because they have a free energy device that would break the whole paradigm of the world? Of course they would. They wouldn't even get close. I mean, all their laptops, all their cell devices, all of the software, it all has backholes for CIA, Volt 7. That's why I don't know why y'all are upset with Assange. Assange did some amazing things and told you that they know everything. So if they know everything that everybody's talking about everywhere, you're not even developing anything that they don't already know about. And of course, they will murder you and everybody in your house if you think about it. Why? Because a hobo will kill you for a $50 clock radio if he's hungry enough. You don't think billionaires and trillionaires will actually destroy you and everybody that you know and everyone you gave this little device to? So they had that, everybody. They actually had it. All right, I find it difficult to believe history books. Yeah, and you shouldn't, guy. History is a lie. His story, it's always all a lie. The victors write the history, and that's the ones with the most bullets, guns, the bloodiest ones that murder the most people. It's only partial truths, and sometimes it's not even that. Look at Edison, the schools are teaching kids. Oh, yes, this is about Edison. He did not invent the light bulb. He only bought the patent. I'm gonna lose a quote. He only bought the patent. Not only that, he stole Tesla's inventions. Worse than that, guy. I mean, Tesla, and this is my issue with Stanford, the slave colony. Y'all ever heard of Stanford? It's a slave colony. It's where they use poor, smart people. They use poor kids to come up with ideas that they sell to big corporations. So Stanford makes money and the big corporations make money. I don't give the kids any damn thing. Stanford. It's a slave. It's a forced child labor colony camp called Stanford University, and it's just like the Edison breakdown, right? Edison didn't do anything. He had money and he basically had a few ideas, but it was all the students that did all the work for him. But Edison, he went along with, I know what you're saying, Edison went along with the power structures, and so Edison is well known. He's in the history books. Tesla fought the power. You're actually fighting the power, you will never be popular. Never be popular. That's why, we tell people that it's in the billionaires news, it supports the billionaires world. It supports the plantation, it supports the colony. It will make you enslaved. They will get you out there knocking down statues if it's in the news. Very few things true are ever in the news. You will never have any power if you are fighting the powerful. That's just a fact. Right? And that's why all the schools teach Edison. I didn't hear about Tesla. One of my friends told me about Tesla probably maybe 10 years ago. Maybe. Edison, Einstein built the whole world. Tesla wasn't even a person because he had no interest in this system. He believed in freeing the human race. He was a Harriet Tubman. That's what it is. He was a true Tubman. And we need Tubmans. We need Harriet Tubmans. We need the people to stay calm, put away their childish emotions, stop believing the billionaires' news, and act like Harriet Tubman. You can free all kind of slaves if they know they're slaves. If they don't know they're slaves and they're emotional. So absolutely, I agree with you. I agree with you. You will never get popular fighting the billionaires. You never will. They'll make you disappear. That's why Stephen Greer got too good at it. Because it was actually his group that got me really starting to pay attention to the aliens. Solidarity with the alien people, solidarity with UFO people, Dutchins. I'm in solidarity. He was the one that really made me understand what somebody told me when I was a child, who worked at the Pentagon. He really made me understand, because from a logical perspective, Stephen Greer, he was the one who put together, at first it was only hundreds of people. Hundreds of engineers, professionals, scientists, a few doctors, military, police, who all said that the US government not only has alien technology, they got a lot of it. Bob Lazar didn't join the group, and not everybody was even in the group. And I was thinking to myself, why in a world where people struggle for a dollar, and if they got hundreds of thousands of them, they're in an industry as an engineer where they might actually become a millionaire, why would they walk away from that job and say that that corporation has free energy technology, or the government has some old UFOs they pulled out of some ancient site somewhere? He was the one that made me question it. Like, I always believed, I always understood aliens were around, and I didn't know who to believe. But when you get a couple hundred people who tell the US Congress we need to testify, and it's a federal offense to testify, who in the hell would give up a job where they can become a millionaire to go to Congress to lie and commit a felony and be in federal prison the rest of their life unless they were telling you the truth? And that's why they got him. That's why they silenced the hell out of Stephen Greer. Right, that's all I'm saying. And I know people with a controlled opposition. They're gonna do that guy. I saw him when they said Stephen Greer's controlled opposition. I said everybody is. They control all the information. And when you get big, they will shut you up till you sound like it's controlled opposition. Because who the hell wants to go to federal prison for their entire life? All right. If I told my stepmom climate change was a scam, she'd disown me. Right, from the family. She also still champions Hillary. And this is the problem with, them owning the media, is they literally own our family and friends. They literally own their intellects. He was a great tactician. Oh, yes, he was. Stephen Greer was a great tactician. He knew how to play their game, but I think that had to do with he was a doctor, but he wasn't like a chemical doctor. He was probably a real doctor. But his mind had that ability to understand strategy and to problem solve, right? Good doctors are analysts, like engineers. You look at the root cause of a problem and you go after that, and you ignore the side effects. And he was a great tactician, and he's still around. He just can't say much, I would imagine, because he's not going to take on the deep state. Right? That's just stupid. But be by himself. I mean, he's lucky he's still alive. With what he told us about these free energy devices, that man is lucky he's still alive. And I think he's just waiting for his work to actually sink into people's intellects. But people need to sink their teeth into it. And you take the passion about the climate, you look at the water, and you want to like cry because the water's coming up and the weather ain't doing what it's supposed to, and your basil got rotten mold and tomatoes ain't growing right, and you're mad climate's changing. Focus on geoengineering and the fact that your government's hiding patents to reduce CO2. But they're trying to tax you for the CO2 you're using and the devices that you have to drive and make and live in and houses, because they make big money on it and they'll get a great retirement. That's how really sick this world is. But it's a genius system because everybody's locked in at certain levels. To know the truth of the past and who we are, we need history and her story. Ooh, I like her story. Without both sides, we'll never have the whole human story. Oh, I like that. Susan, I don't know why you don't do live. I have no idea. You have some powerful quotes. I got some requirements, Susan. You need to, first of all, you need to stop having a private page. That's number one, because I can't share what you post. And you put words together. You need to use that. You need to step up, Susan. I know you probably got a job. They probably throw you out. You probably put your climate change out, because that's what most people are. They still got to put biscuits on in the kid's belly. They still got to put bacon on the table. And you go and start talking about things that the boss and the supervisor and the owners don't agree with. Yeah, they'll treat you like Toby. All right. Gerard had just read that the government is seeking immunity from claims brought by 5G. And I guarantee that's going to happen, guy. Thank you for that. I guarantee that'll happen. They did it with the vaccines, and they did it with, didn't Monsanto get away with that for a little while where you couldn't sue them? That's what they do. It's a model, right? So somebody tells me that, yeah, they're trying to get immunity for 5G because they know it's going to kill people. They know, listen to the doctors. This is when you need to listen to doctors. These are the doctors you need to listen to, the ones who fight the establishment. They already said 4G causes cancer, so you know 5G is going to cause cancer. It's not actually 5G. To the gigahertz explanation, it technically is it's 60 with a 60G, right? Because it's 60 gigahertz. It's not 4.3. It's 60 gigahertz. So they know it's going to cause cancer. They know that it's going to raise healthcare. And that's another good one, guy. So one, I use my intellect, not my conspiracy, anything. The kings always conspire. I use my intellect in history. They did it in the past. They protected themselves. The corporations bought the laws to protect themselves. The politicians get good retirement, they'll get campaign contributions so they can run again. And they protect themselves so they can roll out their technology, not be sued out of existence from the millions of people that end up with cancer in their eyeballs and die from it. So I know they're going to do that because that's what they did in the past and they got away with it. People are still voting. So I know they're going to do it again. I don't question stuff like that. I look at history and nothing's changed. So I know they're going to do it again. Makes perfectly good sense. It's just money and economics. Really, Gaia? Oh my goodness. Yeah, Susan, Gaia is a wonderful, wonderful website. Or you're talking about Gaia Pristine. I don't know who you're talking about. That's right, G. It's about minimizing their saga/drama and continue to show others gain power and the knowledge and bump these tales to the curb. That's all it is, Carrie. It's about growing up. It's about us growing up, us actually doing research. I was looking, does anybody got the link for the Federal Power Act? I remember this is probably about 15 years ago when I read the Federal Power Act, the line that says that you can't release any patents that are over 20% efficiency. I can't find it. I've been looking for it. I've been looking. I believe it was in the Federal Power Act, if I'm not mistaken, of 1935. And I'm suspicious of that to begin with. Now that we understand what the Federal Reserve is, and that was 1933. Around 1935, if you bought the country in 1933, right around 1935 is where you're going to buy all the ability to stop that nation from moving off of the fossil fuel and the hydropower that you developed. It all goes up to these Rockefellers. That makes sense that it would be 1935, the Powers Act. But I don't remember who it was. I read it and it seems like the internet scrubbed. I'm doing searches for it. You can't find it on Ecosia anywhere. I'm not going to search it on Google, but I seriously doubt it because they're scrubbing the internet. Once again, if you control the information, you got all the power. All right, I'm going to play a little bit of Stephen Greer just for a minute. Just for a minute. And then we'll do questions and answers. Huh? All right, I'm sorry. I was reading. I might have to post this. I miss my Facebook memories. Here's one of my memories. So we all laugh at Ralphie until we realize a naive child figured out lessons our military-industrial complex can't. What mom knows? You'll shoot your eye out, right? And this applies to the topic. That is hilarious. Why? Because if you develop power systems, you keep developing nuclear weapons, you keep making Lex Luthors, you keep securing technology, giving them all to big corporations. Eventually, you're gonna put the gun, the nukes, the things that end all human life in the hands of the immature. You'll shoot your eye out as a species. I had to think about what I was thinking about on that one. Hang on, let me share that real quick. I got to share that back now. That is, okay. Now did I do something that's kind of funny? You'll shoot your eye out. And as a human race, we're about to shoot our eye out. We are about to shoot the hell out of our eye and everybody else's eye because we're stupid. And we need to stop being stupid. Now I was going to take over a piece of Stephen Greer because a lot of people still don't even know who Stephen Greer is. And you can go on with he's controlled opposition. It doesn't matter. He already got his message out. What are you going to do about that? Other than try to get popular, yelling and screaming about how somebody's controlled opposition. A lot of people trying to get popular on this whole Snowden is controlled opposition and Assange's. These men did things and it kind of fed into this discussion too. They fought the world's power by the information they released. Don't catch yourself being a fool, locking the powers in. I want to give you a little bit of Stephen Greer. You don't, they go to Google. You don't know who he is, you need to.
There's a certain problem and a certain value to notoriety or contacts. So the nice thing about our network, it's now very large. I can easily reach pretty much any world leader in the world. with something that would be legitimate.
This was his most important talk.
There are, as you may have gotten from my comments, a number of very high net worth people who don't want to do this until it's a chicken egg. They don't want to get involved until they see there's something working, but we don't have something working until someone gets us something. And it's this chicken egg thing. So, and these are not people who are just, wanting to be first to be second. They're sincere people, but they say, I got to see something that can be independently tested and verified. It cannot be hearsay on YouTube. So we have built this massive network that is very substantial for the last 20 years, and it would be immediately activated. The other thing that would be immediately activated, and I want to talk about our strategy, because it's like, what's the day after you get something that's confirmed? Well, first of all, it's going to be all over the internet. The reports, just like we did for the Atacama humanoid, from Dr. Lockman and the people at Stanford, are going to be on the internet. If you can read the report. So it'll be prestigious universities and academics who will have tested it and said, this is what it is. They may say, we don't know where the energy's coming from, because if they were trained in classic or even quantum physics, they're not going to know a whole lot about the zero-point energy field and quantum vacuum and all this. But they can verify the energy input and output, that there are no tricks, and the lab will be able to say, from these plans, we were able to reproduce it. Now, we have many, many contacts who can do that part of it, but that would have to be released to the public in a very large national press club or similar event, but where you would have the provenance, the device there, you would have the testing reports there blown up, and you would have the pedigree for who the people were who reproduced it and tested it. Because extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence. So one of the few things I agree with Carl Sagan on. And I think in this case, that's what you have to do, but it has to be a massive release to the public very quickly. Because here's the other thing that people working, like the group that took the Stan Meyer materials.
Okay. Before we talked about Stan Meyer, a couple things, got a couple questions. So one, he's saying it has to be a mass thing, right? It can't be individuals, it has to be everybody growing the hell up and being mature enough to question all of this. It doesn't mean you need to know, it means you need to be smart enough to question it. I want to answer R's question. Where's the science that backs up your theory it causes cancer? I have no theory that 5G causes cancer. Let me be clear about this, R. Love you to death, brother, sister, whatever you are. Love you to death. I have no theories. I have zero theories on that. I have facts that the doctors who went to the Michigan, what was the conference in Michigan, the hearing in Michigan, and they all told the government that this causes cancer. 4G caused cancer in factual cases. And they said there's no way on this planet 5G can. Right, so if you have an understanding of what electromagnetic energy is and you accept that 4G does, then you know that it does. But outside of that, let's pretend that the doctors did not say that. Let's pretend for a minute. We need to have the common sense to say, if we're rolling out a technology that has not been tested, that the entomologists, the scientists, and the doctors are saying, hey, we need to go slow on this. We need to be cautious with this. We need to be smart enough to say, you know what? I trust people that aren't going to make trillions of dollars from delivering it. Same thing with free energy. It's the same thought concept. And this is kind of what I'll say we teach. We don't really teach. There's no teaching that's going on here. We share information and we all think critically about it. You think critically about power, right? If you are going to get power from implementing this, whatever it may be, it can be headache medicine, forcing it on the population, vaccines, then we need to question. You need to prove to us that it's not going to kill us. You need to prove to us beyond a shadow of a doubt. And they haven't done that, and they refuse to do that. So appreciate your question. People don't trust each other. It's difficult. People shouldn't trust each other. Not on this planet, guy. Not yet. No, we aren't there yet. We're not in trust zone. We are in everybody wants to rule the world zone. As long as everybody wants to rule the world, you don't get to have your 5G. You don't get to have your fossil fuel industry. You don't get to have your climate change crying debates. You don't get to have none of it. We don't trust nobody. We shouldn't trust it until we have some sort of like a resource-based economy, until we have the I don't know, the ability to build a society like a daycare teacher. Until we have that, hell no, you don't trust anybody. Why? Because people are dying. This is real discussion. This isn't bullshizzle. Bullshizzle, you got to go somewhere else. We don't do bullshizzle here. Let me see. I got into a heated debate with an acquaintance on me voting. Ooh, I love that. I love debates like that. He went from civil to psycho in a matter of minutes, mere minutes. Be forewarned, the closer you get to election, the closer you get to the more desperate and dangerous that people will be. And they're supposed to be, Trish. They're supposed to be. I'm looking forward to my friend list going down. I do. I love people to death, but I don't have time for ignorant people. I do not, and I'm not saying if you're voting, you're ignorant. I'm just saying that if you don't understand that power runs this world and you want to keep voting for people who have none, then you need to read a little more. But I expect people to get emotional, right? Because it's an emotional thing. It's like knocking down the statues of Robert E. Lee, right? If you can make somebody a fool, expect them to act foolish. If you can classify information from them, then expect that you can control them. You can send them through a maze and make them run for the cheese. Go through this door, that door, jump over this, move that, because you got a slave. And I expect that to happen. I'm fine with that. I'm okay with that. We're all in this together. We're here. I don't try to antagonize those people though, Trish. I do my best to try to give them a piece of information. And if they're mature enough and they're ready, they'll understand what the information is, right? They'll sink their teeth into it. They'll do the research, right? Like this brother and sister right here are, if you're interested in 5G and whether or not the doctors are confirmed cases of 4G, which is only 4.3 gigahertz, 4.6 gigahertz, and we're moving to 5G, which is 60 gigahertz, but they're calling it 5G. First of all, the name alone should tell you that they're lying to you, that they're trying to scam something on you. But if you care, you'll go do the research. That's how you know people care. I don't do emotional people. There are a lot of emotional children who are like over the age of 50 now. They get so emotional, they cry. In church, you gotta love them. You just, and I'm not saying R is one. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying that, we have to use critical thought. That was my job for 20 years in corporate America. It was analysis, right? I'd go in the room with engineers and CEOs and vice presidents, and they'd bring a few technicians, and my job was to come in as a consultant in a completely vicious, toxic room where everybody hates me coming through the door. And poke holes in their arguments and explain to my boss why they should spend money with us and outsource their service to us because they don't know what they're talking about. And I can get away with it because I was a nerd. I was a technical manager. I built things from the bottom up. I have computer privilege. My father put a computer in my hand when I was 7 years old. Been writing software ever since. So my mind is like it's. They talk about kids and how at a young age, whatever you give a child, that's how like the neurons and form, and so their life, what they'll thrive at doing is that particular thing. So I'm pretty good at analysis. Spelling, nope. Grammar, nope. Missed the boat on all those things. But no, when it comes to like analysis, I'm always about root cause problems, and always follow the money. And avoid the side effect, right? Every side effect if it has a root cause, it's a side effect. Ignore the side effect, keep going lower and lower and lower till you get down to the root cause of the problem. And right now, we're being enslaved. We are being enslaved because we have no power as people. Government's basis is power, corporations' basis is money. So that's why people have no money and they have no power. Did you see yesterday? Did y'all see what happened yesterday? This is what I'm saying. Like, it's just, you need to get off of this president stuff. Y'all need to grow up. Did you see yesterday what did Trump pass? Well, everybody was upset about the SAS mooting, outside of the fact that there's a SAS mooting going to happen tomorrow in Gaza, because it's regularly scheduled SAS mooting that everybody's okay with. Everybody's okay with paying for. Their political parties and their politicians all have dual citizenship to another country, which is treason. Another SAS mooting, and it won't even be on the U.S. news because they don't care. So it's not that I don't care about the people who get hurt in these SAS mootings. It's just if you don't want to talk about that SAS mooting, then I ain't gonna talk about your SAS mooting. Either we have an affinity for loving each other and protecting human life, or we don't. I just don't do tribalism and that nonsense. I forgot what I was going to say. But yeah, I believe in root cause analysis. Like, love can save the world. Love can save the world, but we got to have that love.
They do not understand that time is your enemy. All right, the longer you perseverate and sit on something like this with the public not knowing, the riskier it is. It's very dangerous. So you want to get, you don't want to jump the gun and say you have something when you don't. On the other hand, at the instant you're certain, and I mean 100% certain scientifically, you want to do a massive. Now that would require a funding, because just to do the PR and the public education on this would run probably into the $2 or $3 million. But I think that's less. That won't be so difficult once we have something operational. I'll just say.
Keep in mind, this is 2014. I do want to address something someone said. I forgot. I saw it scroll by. Said Stephen Greer can't be trusted now. Well, you shouldn't trust him then. You should never trust. You don't trust anybody. We talked about that. So the thing is that if you are successful at what you do, they either kill you or they control you. That's how power works. So is Stephen Greer being controlled now? I don't know. I don't care. I don't trust him. Why would I? I'm not looking for a hero and I'm not looking for a demon. I'm looking for the truth. I was told to seek God. To me, God is truth. That's why I know Jesus' name is Jeshua. Jesus didn't actually exist. Yeshua did. I want to know the truth. I want to know what's true. And the truth is what's coming out of this man's mouth, which is we are enslaved because they've been hiding free energy since the 1940s. That people go to work and they shouldn't have to. So I don't have to trust them. I don't have to trust Assange. I don't have to trust Snowden. I don't trust nobody. Why would I? I look at the people, see the people who trust Trump, see the people who trust Obama, look where they are, how they doing? How they doing? They doing good. Did you see what happened yesterday? So when the SAS mooting, that's what I was gonna say, when the SAS mooting happened, Trump passed the law that said that the Department of Education can crack down on anti-Semitism on campuses. Something to that effect. And I have issues with that. I have issues with any curtailing of free speech. The only way we deal with hate is you got to put the hate out. You got to put the hate on the plate. When you put your hate on the plate, then we can deal with it. But as long as you allow it to be hidden, we can't fix it. We don't know what the problems are. And if there are problems on U.S. camp, because I don't know what's going on. I love the Jewish people. I have no idea what's going on. I love everybody. But if there are problems on U.S. campuses with hate, then we need to see it and we need to know about it and we need to make a decision about it as a community. Not an executive order. That's not the act of a constitutional president. That is the act of the tyrant. Just like it was with Obama, just like it was with Bush, just like it was with Clinton. And I'm not against these dudes. I just understand that they don't have any power. They're being told what to do. Do you think it's a coincidence that every time something happens, or everything that most things that violate the Constitution that come out the federal government, it's always in the favor of Israel? Like, does that bother you at all? Do you have to think about that? It's Zionism. That is the problem. And I'm not convinced I know everything when it comes to that. I know that my government's not in control of itself. I know that. I know the citizens don't run it and they're still going to voting booth like they got a say, and you don't have a say. You don't even know what free energy is. You still drive a fossil fuel car and have a house that's powered by nuclear technology that can destroy the planet. And these people have free energy devices the size of a wallet. All right. All wars are money grab. Yes, it is, Miss Tree. All wars are money grab. We are so past conflict. And that's the other thing about free energy. It fits into every single conversation. When people are free, they're happy. Happy people don't rob, rape, and murder and steal. Right? SAS mootings don't happen when you have happy people. Desperate people do that. Right? This is the answer to every single problem we got. This is why I laugh a lot. I laugh because I just sit back and I'm just like, man, are y'all serious? Like, really? You're 64 and you still out there, huh? You still out there voting for people that work for Rothschilds and Rockefellers, people that literally enslave you on the plantation and ain't nowhere near as progressive as Robert E. Lee. Really? That's gonna free you. That's why we have way too many sellouts on the plantation. All right. Keep hope alive. Yeah, Chris, you got to keep hope alive. Best you can do. Keep hope. There's tons of hope. Tons of hope. We can make sure the next generation is free of slavery, free of forced labor economies, free of forced labor governments. We can free them and make sure the next generation starts to get back on the path of free will, which is what they were required to have from the beginning, and become something beautiful before these families took control of every damn thing. Hell, there's a whole lot of hope, a lot of passion in this climate change debate. Just don't get into the debate, just give them the information. If we can co-opt that and take some of that passion, if there are enough critical thinking, intelligent people that are fighting with that, which I think there are, you just got to get through that emotion crap, like Trish was talking about. You got to get through that. If you can get through that, and we can take that and all of that energy being used for negativity to create a tax so they can loot us more and turn it into a where the hell is the free energy discussion? Oh, we could subvert all the problems, because this planet's going back to the ice age. You ever look at the data from the coring information showing that this planet is it's supposed to be in an ice age the majority of the time. This is only a moment. We're like the dot at the top of a graph in time, where it goes from ice age and it'll stay in an ice age for hundreds of thousands of years, and then it'll pop up and go back in, stay in, pop up. And we're just on the edge of that, where it went in and came out for like 10,000 years or something. It's going back to an ice age, and we're all going to go back to being some nitrate and frozen ice, unless we grow the hell up and start using our collective forces positively instead of all that negative energy that Susan's always talking about. They get upset. There's nothing wrong with getting upset. Being upset and being angry is a natural, it's an emotion. But what you do with it is the issue. Right? When you get upset, that's an emotion. It's your body, your intellect, something telling you that something is wrong. Now you're going to take that and utilize it for something positive, or you're going to take that and utilize it for something negative. Go knock down the statue of a man who freed his slaves before the ignorant monkeys that still enslaving you. Positive use of energy. All right. Brother Adams in the house. Let me see. All knowledge should be open source in order to efficiently care for Mama Earth be obtained. Yes, Miss Tree. There should be no secret. There can't be any secrets. Not when you have this type of power on the planet. We're stupid to go for that. We are literally the most ignorant, stupidest, dumbest, craziest monkeys to vote for silverbacks that got secret, deceitful information. That's just stupid. It's just dumb. Because I'm not gonna get into that. It's stupid. It's stupid to vote for a government that's secret anymore. We need to grow up. All right. And open source, everything needs to be open. So you can't have government and corporations with anything secret. It all has to be open source. That's the climate change debate. All right. Oh, gun control. I got one on gun control. Let's think about it. Gun control. I had a gun control thought this morning. What if, because I'm always trying to bring communities together. I think y'all should come together. I think the nicest people on the planet at the gun range, I don't think you get it. If you have not gone to the gun range, you don't know that the nicest people in our country, oh, they're so sweet and nice. How you doing? You know, talk to them and everything. Everybody got the 40-aught, 30-aught 6 and AK and this, that, and the other. Everybody's all nice and courteous. Gun control. How about this? I'm gonna change my mind. I'm gonna agree with gun control. I'm gonna agree with gun control. I'm gonna agree. I get to change my mind if I want to. I think, however, we need to control the guns of anybody that's shooting unarmed people. How about that? How about if you have a gun and you shoot unarmed people, you lose all rights to guns for life? How about we do that? I think we should do that. If you can accept this one understanding, a drone is a gun. A tank is a gun. A direct energy weapon is a gun. A ship is a gun. If you can agree with people, see how people say, oh, hang on, whoa. Oh, no, just support people with guns. No. I agree with gun control. And you know what the funny thing is? A lot of my amendment-focused friends, Second Amendment, will agree with that probably too. I don't know. How about if you shoot unarmed people, you lose your weapons? That means Congress ain't got no guns. That means the Senate loses their guns. That means the presidents lose their militaries. If you are shooting unarmed people, you lose your weapons. And I don't think people will go for it, right? Because it's not the government that you're scared of, who they should be. It's not the real power that they're scared of. They're scared of the poor people. Because you know why? Because most people with guns, they ain't shouldn't have shot nobody. And most of them that did, they shoot somebody that was robbing them. How about we do that? How about we change it? How about we call up that too? Because they got some emotions on that. And they Tristan, that one-on-one, you start talking about guns, you don't like people. And they're like, no, I don't think you understand. I read. I read. How about that? If you shoot unarmed people, you lose your guns. That means you don't get to have an IDF. Israel loses guns, countries you lose their nukes, all of a sudden we have a time of massive peace. That's what I think about the gun control debate. Now, I don't know if they've started up on it because I have not been watching the news because I really don't care. That's my stance on gun control. If you really believe in the respect of life, if you really believe in all them tears coming out when these mass shootings happen, if they're not alligator tears because you got some political disaster capitalism that you want to get from your neighbors, your friends, or in a discussion around a vendetarian. How about that? All right. Political parties lose their guns. All right. Bless you, Joe. Bless you, Harley. Bless you too. I bless everybody. Bless everybody. Bless everybody here. And bless my enemies too. People that hate me, somebody right now got the snot bubble. Sorry, somebody right there. You know, get upset because people get upset. They get upset. They don't like this stuff. Or they like to hear what their politicians say. And I'm like, no, your politicians are literally slaving us. They literally are a master. I'd rather have 10 Robert E. Lees over the Democrats and Republicans. They are slavers. At least he believed in freeing people. These people do not. They're still putting more children in cages. All of them. But I bless those people too. I bless you and your snot bubble. Just like that damn thing popping on me. People get the coughing, that's when I get an issue. They're snot because people, we're breeding the most dangerous bacteria, viruses on the planet. Because you're eating Twinkies and your ho-hos and your donuts and your coffee, and you don't drink no smoothies, you ain't got nothing green, nothing natural in your body. Your immune system isn't fight all the diseases and bacteria, learning how to thrive in the human body and come murder me. And the rest of you just creating avian flu because you're asking your chemical doctor, and the doctor give you more chemicals to make you feel better so that virus can learn how to thrive in the human system, constantly mutating. That's where the next plague gonna come from. It's gonna be people that go to CVS. next plague is coming from Walmart. I know they like to say racist, though. They're like, oh, it's coming from the Asians. No, they do that. They call it avian flu, and they got the CDC all over in the Asian countries. Oh, because they're dirty. They like chickens. They eat bulgogi and all of this stuff. They like to call all that racist, cultural racist stuff. And the CDC's over there waiting for some in my water. All right, I'm done. I'm gonna read comments. I'm gonna get out of here. Even those he say will walk on the phone usually don't follow through. No, they don't. See, people don't follow through. That's what I'm saying. Most people aren't serious. That's why the other reason why I laugh. I don't take these people serious. I just give them information. They can do anything they want with it. We all gonna die. It's okay because I ain't gonna die. I'm a God. I don't actually die. Yes, you are. Not Jesus. Yes, you are. Said that I will do greater things that he did once he went to India and around and figured out consciousness and all of that stuff. I can't be killed. That's why I don't have any fear. I don't fear these people. I'm gonna try to be effective. I ain't sending Greta that email. I want y'all to do that. And don't put my name on it. Stephen Greer is quiet for a reason. He's quiet for a reason. That's a big brother too. He ain't no little dude. Stephen Greer, he like what, 6'2"? Got all kind of muscles and stuff. He ain't no little dude. He ain't scared. But you need to understand what the deep state is. If you're here to do some good, if the human race has a purpose and you got a purpose, then you need to be smart about what you do. You need to be a tactician. He knew what he was doing because he was in the public eye for damn near, 20 years almost. Trying to tell everybody the aliens are real. And it just sounded crazy. It even sounded crazy to me when I first heard it, until I realized that, he was working with people that were going to give up their livelihoods, that they worked for 10, 15 years getting degrees, working through the corporate ladder to throw it all away, to let everybody know that we're being enslaved. All right. I'll post a link. I want y'all to watch the whole thing. This is part 4. I think there are 8 parts in this one. Y'all should watch the whole thing. It'll bless you. It'll bless you to know that you're a slave. There's nothing more blessing right now than know that you are a slave. If you are on a plantation, you don't know you're a slave, ignorance is not bliss. Our humans sound crazy usually now. Well, people are supposed to sound crazy. If you're sane in an insane, if you are sane in an insane time, you're supposed to sound humans sound crazy. If you don't sound crazy, you're a fool. You should sound crazy. I hear on YouTube, they go to the link right there. That's part 5. And watch all the parts of it. Tell me what you think. Tell me what you think. I think that that's the most important discussion in the universe. That's what I do. I think the aliens are here and they're watching us. I'm sorry, alien people. I love y'all to death. I just don't think you get to see aliens when you want to see aliens everywhere. I think those are billionaires flying. Those are billionaires' kids taking out the new toys and playing with them because they're going to rule the planet because we're all still stupid. I believe everything has a root cause. Everything does have a root cause. By the way, anyone here not following Giannis Era for what's happening on the ground in Palestine on the daily? He's your source. Okay, I don't follow him. Patricia, send me a link. I will follow him. The only thing that's important for me is focusing on unconditional love. That's it. That's it, Susan. Keep calm. Focus on unconditional love. Keep calm. Love people more. Keep calm. Fight with people less. Keep calm. Research more. Keep calm. Study more. Keep calm. Know history is always his story, and his ain't the majority of his's. See, her story is better, but her story gonna be a 0.01% story too. That's gonna be Hillary Clinton. So her story helps. We need human story. We just need open source. We do. Miss Tree said that. We just need open source. Her story is better. I agree with you though. I'm not saying it's not, but I'm saying her story is gonna come with the lady with the fruit on the hat, the big hat, the nice dress, and the frills and stuff. Billionaires hers, and they're not women. They're not matriarchs. They have babies in artificial wombs, and they don't have babies, and they live forever. All right. That's between the lines, guy. Yeah, always between the lines. Don't trust nothing on Billionaires TV. Let me see. Do you trust yourself? Gee, that's a good question, Chris. Why you ask me hard questions? You come on here and ask me hard stuff. You ask me hard stuff. Do I trust myself? Hell no. Hell no. I don't trust myself. No. I take that back. I'm changing my mind. I do trust myself. I trust myself, but I don't know myself. I trust myself, my true self, but I don't know my true self. I was born and I was indoctrinated to be black. I was indoctrinated to be Christian. I was indoctrinated to be American. I was indoctrinated to be a software engineer. I was indoctrinated to work for corporations. I was indoctrinated in college to get as much money as I can, steal it from y'all poor little monkeys. I was indoctrinated too much to trust myself. Hell no, because I don't know myself. I trust my true self. I ain't met that dude yet. I'm on his trail. I'm getting close to him. I'm on his tracks. I'm like, damn, okay, this dude, you supposed to love people. I'm getting close to finding myself, Chris. I trust him. I ain't met him, and him probably ain't even him. It's it. It's a spiritual wave creature, energy, vibration that just love people. I'm getting on his trail. I realize he love people. He care for people. He ain't black. He ain't African American. He ain't American. He is not a Babylonian. He is more on the barbarian. He's about free people, love everybody. He likes children. He looks out for children. He don't like y'all monkeys. He don't like no grown monkeys. He okay with the grown monkeys. He okay with the grown monkeys. But so do I trust myself? No, because they own myself, right? They gave me myself, and I don't want that. I don't want that dude. I know that dude. He right there. You the one you looking at right there. But there's something inside that's deep. I trust that. I don't trust the one that America made. No, I don't. That's too much Rothschild, Rockefeller interface. Too much artificial scarcity. You know, sometimes I do things I ain't proud of, Chris. Sometimes I say things I'm not proud of. You know, I trust all these people right here. How about that? I do. I trust the collective. I don't trust myself individually, not the human self. But I trust the collective. For the most part, these people keep me honest. And I love that. I love that. I trust these people because there's a lot of good, intelligent, critical thinking people here. Do we get in disagreements? Hell yeah. Yeah, you know. But I think they love me. I think they do. I think most of the people here love me. And I love them. And so I trust them as a collective hive, because we do kind of keep each other. And I watch the arguments, I see them, and I see people popping on arguments, but I see them acting like adults. I trust adults that are critical thinking, that are open-minded, who actually want to make this planet a better place. I trust the hell out of them. But individually, hell no. Individually, Chris, I don't trust you, man. I don't know you. I don't trust you. You've been through some stuff, man. You get aggressive sometimes on your live streams. I don't trust them. Trish, I don't trust her. Hell no. Her family might find that treasure on Oak Island. They may not want to share it. I don't know. I don't trust her individually. Susan, I don't trust her. She said a lot of deep things about negative energy. Be positive, but individually, no, hell no. I think she was raised in America. I don't trust her. Who else? Yeah, I know. I don't Frag. I don't trust Frag. I know Frag. I kind of know. I don't know Frag. I don't know Frag. I don't know you. We even talked a few times. I individually know, because it's not you. It's not you. Our yous were created. All right. Somebody calling me from Delaware. I hate that. It's a creepy world. I hate this creepy world. You know why I hate the creepy world? Because like I'll call somebody from a state that I hadn't talked to in a little bit. Talk to them for a minute. And you know, the next telemarketer will call me from the area code I just called. That's creepy. Y'all shouldn't do that. I don't like that. I don't like none of that. That's creepy. Y'all some pedophilia, creeper, stalkerish. I don't like that. Because because of what happens, you'll think that, oh, this is this person calling me back. Maybe they called me from their work phone or something like that. And you pick up the phone. They're just trying to trick you. And I don't believe in the tricky world. It's tricky to trick around. Stop tricking. Yeah, corporate whores. All right. Judeo construct purposefully designed. Yes, Kevin, I agree with you. Absolutely, I agree with you. Kevin, I understand about 82% of what you say. Did you get me on? I don't know, man. You come up with some, I don't know, man. Sometimes you stuff kind of deep, Hebrew, Jebrew, Joe Brew. I'm like, what the hell is a Joe Brew? I don't know what that is. Sometimes you say stuff. You're a little too deep, brother. You study a lot. And I appreciate all your information. I do. I try to keep up with it. But absolutely, like the whole religion thing, we just need to be careful. I'm not anti-religion. I'm not in either camp. I am not pro-religion. I'm not anti-religion. I think religion is a gateway drug to spirituality. That's what I think. I think the people that know God exists are wrong, and I think the people that know God doesn't exist are wrong. I don't believe that people should speak on things they have not experienced. And I believe belief is a great thing. I think everybody should have belief, all 7 billion people. But people who try to convince you they know things that they don't know are very dangerous people. Very confident in that. The whole Judeo religion structure thingies that came from Moses and all of that Bibles just need to be careful. People need to be careful. I don't want to say things that scare you. I'm not scared because I'm studying to show thyself approved. I'm reading and I'm understanding that most scriptures were plagiarized, and that doesn't scare me. I want to know what's true because I actually do love whatever this thing is called God, whatever this creator womb thing is that was probably made us in its, and I don't even know if it made us in its image. I don't think that that's true. I read these books, and a lot of them are Judeo focused, but I also read the Book of Thoth, right? My next one is the Book of the Dead. And the fact is, a lot of those scriptures were plagiarized, right? So there was a there was a pre-truth. I like that word. There's a pre-truth that we don't know about. It's been hidden from us, and that's another thing the CIA's got. They've got these sites all over, these archaeological sites. I just don't know. I don't know, and I don't believe that. So I'm with you, Kevin, what I'm saying. But I don't believe that I should force anybody to believe what I believe. I like to think about things and share them. And if somebody else like, oh yeah, that makes some sense. Like, no, that's stupid. And here's the fact, right? You know, I tell everybody, if you want to start, a voyage and seeking God and questioning the God that they put in these books, then you need to start out reading some of the Sumerian tablets, right? Some of no, don't start there. Never mind. Don't start there. That's it. Well, too much. Start with the classified Adam and Eve story. Just start there. Start with the declassified Adam and Eve story. It doesn't mean God isn't real. It doesn't mean if they switch the name from Jesus to Yeshua, it doesn't mean that he's not real. It doesn't mean, you know, the Ethiopian Bible, because Christ was not crucified on the cross in those books and there are pre-books. It doesn't mean that none of that happened. You know, it just means we're supposed to seek the truth. And to me, whatever God is the truth. I don't believe in kings, murderers, killers, or popes that killed 80 million people who wrote and authored the books. We have to question everything. If we truly have a love for the truth, we got to have faith in the truth, not faith in us. And damn sure not faith in man. And most people I know have faith in man, right? They lied and told us that this book is the word of God because they wanted a slave colony, right? They wanted to build an army. And these were murderers and killers, Babylonians, imperialists, Romanists, raping, is there another word I can use? Bad people. And so I think that your creator, whatever that creator thing is, womb, wants you to seek it. And that's why people always looked up in the heavens when they saw those flying ships come over. Right? We are a cargo cult. And either we're trying to seek God or we're trying to have faith in man. And I think a lot of our ministers, preachers, priests, and pastors get lost. And they stop seeking. But they're just like the engineers with free energy, right? They kind of get locked in it. They're a little higher than everybody else. They got their boot on the neck of other people and they run into a scripture that questions their whole belief. And will that pastor tell you? Will that minister tell you? They got their retirement, they got their kids in college, they got that Cadillac payment, they still driving Cadillacs. Y'all preachers still driving Cadillacs. Cadillac Brown down in the South. You know, they get locked into this world like everybody else does. You know, and if your income is dependent on free energy not coming out, you ain't gonna release free energy. That's common damn sense. If your income is based on people believing the Southern Baptist Convention's specific understandings, then you're gonna keep it. If your religion is based on believing in the priesthood, but the priest can't keep the tally knockers in the robes, messing with the boys in the altar, then you may not keep them quiet, but you're not gonna say a whole lot when you realize John was in that room a little too long, right? And we just need people of integrity. The beautiful thing about free energy though, and this is all off on Brother Kevin's point, is that free energy fixes all of that. It fixes all of that, right? If pastors know, ministers and priests know that they can go home and eat, their kids can go to college, their mortgage gets paid, and the Cadillac still gets shine and shine. You can get to buy it, you can afford a little spray that they put on the tire, make the tire shiny. They know they can still afford all of that. They can live with integrity. Ooh, the Vatican, Susan. If the Vatican knew that they could still maintain a living, they'd release all those documents, all the scrolls and scriptures that prove that a lot of that stuff Kevin's saying is true. They'd release all of it. Showing that there's a root scriptures and root faith that all that stuff was plagiarized, they'd release all of it. Free energy is that when you have free energy, everybody has what they need. And when people have what they need, they spend more time in consciousness and sixth sensing. When people have what they need, they can have integrity. But you can't have integrity on a slave plantation. People can't have, this is why, you know, I was telling Trisha, this is why I get it. Like, I get it. I'm not trying to piss you off. You can get upset about climate change, get a snot bubble, but you know, it's not gonna make me mad. I understand, right? Your career is based in that. Your career is based in these beliefs and these understandings of your false self. I get it, but I can't go along with it. I'm not gonna let you get me mad and upset, all right? As long as cops and military have guns, every American household should have a gun till they disarm citizens. Till they disarm, citizens should be armed. Susan, I disagree. I disagree. I do. See, Susan, I disagree. I'm disagreeing with you. As long as police got guns, human citizens need tanks. They need tanks and missiles and drones. As long as the Democrats and Republicans, they got death energy weapons. We need some shields. We need like the energy power shield, the one that Raytheon, is it Raytheon and Lockheed Martin? They have the power shield now that just filled the patent out for. We need all of that, girl. We don't need no guns. Because they got indoctrinated armies of fools still pulling levers and voting for them. Hell no. They can send a whole army to your door. You can have one gun, ain't gonna help you at all. See, that's what I said. That's what I believe. As long as the United States government has a Congress with a sitting private army, military, every woman, child on this planet need a team of ninjas and some tanks. That's what I believe. All right. Fun in the California sun. All right, I'm either gonna go or I'm gonna play a little Stephen Greer. Y'all want me to do? I heard the boss coming. I got to go deal with the boss. I'm still picking cut. Stephen Greer. I'm gonna go Stephen Greer. Somebody tell me I'm gonna go one or the other. I might have a few more minutes. Slavery, y'all. I like slavery. You still tapping on your live? Oh, is it tapping today? I didn't know that. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna let y'all listen to a little Stephen Greer, and I'll be right back. I listen to the whole thing. I listen to this moment. Stephen Greer.
A foundation I recently met with, the head of that foundation wants to help us, and he's raised for his foundation several $100 million in the last few years. And so there are a lot of people watching what we're doing who are interested, but they're wanting, it's sort of like that old commercial, where's the beef? They're wanting to see something. And I've been in the trenches looking for that, where that really is. And our story of this has been both very, very promising because I've seen things that actually do work, but then also incredibly disappointing to see how they disappear and get suppressed. One of the reasons we do not want to fund any of these sort of inventors and scientists, even ones that had the bona fides of this gentleman down at the Huntsville Space Flight Center in the Redstone Arsenal, is because if they're a lone wolf doing this somewhere, no one knows who they are because they're an obscure person. That obscurity is dangerous. Obscurity is dangerous. And this harkens back to, how my life has been ruined by being a public person on all this, where I walk into a Whole Foods, people know who I am, many times will come up, which is fine, and I don't find it at all flattering. It's more often annoying than anything. But the fact is that millions of people are following what we're doing. When the film Sirius came out, the Huffington Post it was the biggest story for almost a week on the Huffington Post. Millions and millions and millions of people reading about it. So we have a certain reach that a small inventor can't have. And what I want to do is say, if you can bring us the payload, we'll launch it. So we're the launch, and we'll disclose it. And I don't care if someone threatens my life or offers me $2 billion. An intelligence director had, back in 1992, offered me $2 billion personally, and then went to my wife and tried to convince her to convince me to shut down what I was doing. I said, I don't care about $2 billion. So you cannot be bought, and you cannot be afraid. And I guess because I had a near-death experience when I was young, I'm not afraid of death. And so you just have to go. Now, one of the things that was interesting after we were in New York this past week, as I mentioned, we were at dinner meeting with a number of people, some very, very high net worth people, and we were talking about this. And someone said, well, what's the guarantee that if you had your own lab, you could just do it? I said, a guarantee? I think, go ask my great whatever grandfather, who was called as one of the first prisoner of war with the British during the American Revolution, what the guarantee was that little experiment called the American Revolution would have worked. I mean, if we are all so averse to risk that we're not willing to do something this important for the world, for our children and our children's children, and for Gaia, which is a living, breathing being, then who are we? What are we as a people? I mean, if there was that level of a lack of courage and this sort of putting your finger in the wind and seeing what the safe path is, there would have never been the American Revolution. All of us would be goose-stepping to Adolf Hitler's great-grandson, et cetera, and so on. So at a certain point, we have got to evince the courage to do this. But we have to put that around something. Now, I'm willing to do that part of it, as are a number of wonderful people I've been working with for many years, some of whom are not known in the public and frankly don't need to be known in the public. In fact, they'll say, you do that. But I think that's why if we as a people come together and say, how can we support this? So that's one pathway to disclosing a device. Here's a challenge, here's the criteria, here's the award. There's another one. And that was the impetus for the film Sirius. Now, the film Sirius, as you all know, has been phenomenal. It was the largest crowd-funded documentary in history, period, to this day. It has been seen by millions of people in the world, but most of the people who've seen it have seen it on pirated sites for free. The intent of the film was that it would become sort of a rallying call for the public to provide the donation so that we could open out near the University of Virginia, where we live, in a wonderful area where there are a lot of talent, a research and development lab, the budget of which is on the website, seriousdisclosure.com. It's about $6.4 million, which most VC people, venture capital people, when they hear that number, they go, are you crazy to open a whole lab with all this high-tech stuff and 18 people? I said, well, it's only for a 2-year period. That's just the budget. I am highly confident that if we had that budget and that funding, we would be there, because I'm sitting on, just let's say, some intellectual property given to me by a brilliant engineer who was being recruited by the CIA, and part of their recruitment was to let him go into secret files and copy things to study, which he kept and which he's now given to me. It's thousands of pages of amazing stuff. But it's pages two-dimensional. You got to build it up, and for that you need a team.
You need a team. You need a human team. And for that, they're going to ban me from speaking, which is why he stopped speaking after, for the most part, 2015, 2014. Anyway. Yeah, Delaware is calling creepy. Very creepy. Let me see. Gerard, why don't you trust my human meat vehicle? I didn't catch the last part of what you said about not trusting me. Because you're not you, Susan. I've never met Susan Worcester. And whatever you are before you got a 98% meat monkey suit name. Before you were that and indoctrinated, I had no idea. Like, I see you say very positive things, and I love that. And I trust that in a hive, right? But individually, we're all jacked up. Individually, we all have fears, we all have problems, we all have false beliefs. You know, I think we are, oh, dang, that's too big. I think individually we're trustable, but not individually. Ourselves are trustable, not our indoctrinated ourselves. Our indoctrinated selves were literally made to fight each other. We are literally a fight club. You know, we were designed to fight each other, and we were given information that only results in conflict. We have fears. We still have evolutionary things that we're fighting. So, if you understand what I'm saying, I trust your true self, but the person that these nations forge, not so much. First said, so how about me? Do you trust me? That's a rhetorical question. Hell no. Hell no. Do I trust Patricia Hauser? Hell no. You get me in trouble every time I do something. No. You always get people fussing at me. I don't trust you. Patricia Hauser, she's the one that keeps putting Michelle Obama thingy out there. Were you the one that posted that thing yesterday? Oh my God, you always give me so much trouble. Y'all see what I changed my background. I showed it to you guys. No, I don't trust you. Heck no, you get people yelling at me. I don't like people yelling at me. I think it's funny. Let me move my head. Y'all see Michelle Obama hanging out? It's important. It is important. Hey, let me move to the side. It's important. I'm getting in the way of the couple here. Y'all just need to know your world doesn't work how you want it to work. Your world is what it is. It doesn't work out. I'm right between the two. I'm like a product of their love child. I'm sitting right between them, like, oh, that'd just be a horrible place to be on the lap. I just don't. According to Patricia, I'd be locked in. I can't fall out if I was on their lap like this, because according to Patricia, it's it's two dangling things hanging me in. I don't believe it. I saw the Ellen thing. Honestly, but on the update, on the TT update, I don't think it was a TT. I don't think it was. I saw the video. Who did that video? Who sent that to me? An update on if Michelle Obama was a man, I have to be clear on a few things. I wish she were. I do. I really wish she were. Why? Because we need to make that kind of advancement. We need people to live their authentic lives, get them out the closet. We don't have no more time for people living in closets. You need to live your own self. I don't think it's a TT though. I don't think it is. Somebody sent me. Yeah, I know. Yeah, you too. I don't trust you neither. That's exactly who it was. It was Rachel. I don't trust you. Nope. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. Let me find that video. I think it's funny though. I think it's funny. It doesn't bother me. People get upset. I get emotional. It's like Trisha. They get upset. They don't like it when y'all post that on my page. Well, I get all kind of inboxes. I can't believe you let them post that and say that about the first lady. I'm like, listen. People die in mass because of these people. All right, they're bombing, murdering, and genocide millions of children. If I can't laugh about a ding-a-ling thing, which I don't even think is a real ding-a-ling. I don't think it is. Look at it. I think it's the claw. Y'all tell me if I'm wrong. I think it's
You're not gonna believe this. I tried to avoid this, Michelle. Girl, you shouldn't have went on Helen's show with them white pants on. Unfortunately, we saw Michelle's penis on Helen. I didn't want to go there. I tried to avoid it. Tried to respect.
If you currently have a snot bubble, just go with me for a minute. Understand, you got a snot bubble, you upset. Because you believe in these kings and queens. I don't. And my friends don't. Okay? We believe in don't bomb children. Don't run them over with tanks and don't eviscerate them and drop white phosphorus on them. You've been doing that. We can have a few jokes. But I disagree. I don't think it's a ding-a-ling. I don't. Let's go forward in the video. He went through the evidence why he called it. Did he call it a tinky winky? He called it. You gotta watch the video. It was actually pretty funny, but I don't think it is. I don't think it is. Because I think she got in there.
Jockey strap moving. Her winky was poking the.
He called it a winky. He called it a winky. I'm like, oh my God, this guy is silly. He called it a winky. All right, let me do this. I'm gonna get out of here because people won't be upset with this. Right here.
You go to winky. Right there. Look at it.
I don't think it is.
Tell me that ain't a winky.
It's not a winky.
It is. It's moving. It's moving.
The fabric, isn't it?
There you go. Oh yeah.
Now, that was weird. That was the grabbing part. That was because sometimes men, no, stop it. That's why I don't trust you. No, I don't trust. I thought it was hilarious. Y'all, it was hilarious, but no, I don't think it was. I don't think it was. Because you know what? I don't know. If it ain't because it's real little then. And I don't think somebody with big hand like that would have little wing. All right, new topic. No, I don't trust you. I don't trust anybody. That's why I'm still alive. I don't trust nobody. Don't trust my kids neither. Now after I caught and woke up one night, they're standing over me with a pillow. Hell no, I don't trust them. They're gonna take the kingdom. I stood all three of them. They're about 5 years old. One was 5, the other was 7, and the other was like 3. And I hadn't had a pillow. Like, hey, Daddy. And like, y'all standing over me. I don't trust nobody. The only thing that keeps me alive right now is my fear y'all 98% monkey, because I know y'all like bananas and I got one in my hand. I don't trust y'all. Nope. Not gonna happen. Jim Morrison said people are strange. Yes, Harley, and people are crazy. They're not just strange, they're crazy as all hell, and they like bananas. Harley, if you got bananas, you're gonna have to know how to run. I know how to run. Doing something strange for a little bit of change, Hillary. That's right, because people would do strange stuff with change, won't they? Who was the comedian that said that? Do something strange for a little bit of change. People will hide free energy to kill you, to kill your family, to steal people, rob you, break your car, key it up, to do all kind of stuff. Strange for a little bit of change. Think what they'll do for something that's worth billions of dollars to industries. If people would do something strange for a little bit of change, industries and corporations and politicians would do a hell of a lot for billions of dollars. That's what I'm saying. Free the energy. Free the energy. Focus on the pie. Pie. Focus on the pie. P-O-W-A. Because Patricia don't like that. That's why I spied. Because she want me to spell grammar right. Grammar, G-R-A-M-M-A. because I speak Ebonicals, because that's why I was raised in the Ebonicals. So I speak Ebonicals. But I'm not trying to sell something. When I gotta buy or sell, I speak good of the king. I can turn that off. It's like a button. I just click the button. I speak very good of the king. Cause yeah, y'all don't know you gotta be a chameleon in this world. You got to, you don't even know how to put it on. You can't carry that hippie and that Ebonical stuff everywhere. You got to know how to put the business voice on. I don't trust my cooking when I'm hungry. Nope, Frag. Well, you know what? I trust my cooking. I don't trust your cooking though. I don't eat nobody. I don't eat nobody's house. I go to potlucks, Frag. I don't eat a damn thing. I go to potluck. I eat my own food. I'm that guy. That's me. I'm at the office. I don't eat none of y'all food. Nope. I've been to some of y'all houses, and my house is my house. It look lived in, junky as wanna be, but it's my house. I know where my junk at. I know where the fecal matters is at. I know where the dog been. Ain't no cat in there no more because I kicked him out with the kid. Well, nah, he left. I ain't kick him out. I know where the bad bacteria is. The only thing on my shelf is probably good bacteria. I don't eat from nobody's house. I don't care. Nope. Nope, not me. I ain't end up with gout, necrotic bacteria, avian flu, monkey butt flu in my gut because y'all sunbathing, putting booty hole in the head and wash your hand. Hell no, I don't trust nobody. I don't do it. I don't do it. All right, I gotta get going. Man, it was massive really coming. I got to go get my bags. It's been good. Free the energy. Y'all watch the talk. I posted it. Gotta get out of here. Don't trust nobody. Don't trust nobody. Don't trust nobody. That's what the future needs. The future, the next generation, your kids, my kids, everybody's kids need you to stop trusting. These people are lying, and the monkeys do too many strange things for some change. All right, stop getting them snot bubbles. Don't do it. No more emotion. Stay calm, free the people. Stay calm, focus on freedom. All right, I gotta get out of here. It's Gerard. Y'all have a great day. Love y'all now.